Let's go ahead and get one thing straight here before we start this video. We are not making a bard. While yes, Luka does play an instrument, he's a part of a band, but he does not use magic except through the snake Miraculous. So, he's not going to be a bard. Additionally, he is not a U1T pureblood. If we were making Vipurion Luka's hero persona, then yes, I would consider using a U1T and a bard as part of the build. But we are not doing that. Luka is human. Remember, we're going off of the lore, not just the design of a character. Now that we got that straightened out, let's go ahead and get on with the video. Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayon, and welcome back to another Dungeons & Dragons character conversion. If you are new to this series, I, your gracious host, take a look at different characters from different fictional works, or characters from real life, and going off of their lore and history, try to figure out how we can play them in Dungeons & Dragons as a playable character. I go off of the lore and lore alone. A little bit of design, but that's only if I can't figure something out. But for the most part, we're going off of lore and lore alone. So, we're going once again with the show Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Noir, also known as Miraculous Ladybug. At least that's what it's most commonly known as. Today we're looking at that show's secondary love interest to the main protagonist, Marinette Dupain-Cheng, who is a Mary Sue that I will not build. She is somehow worse than Mabel Pines. Anyway, we're not talking about my hate for Marinette Dupain-Cheng. We're talking about her secondary love interest, Luka Couffaine, who deserves better. A lot better. Anyway, Luka Couffaine is, like I said, the secondary love interest to our protagonist, and arguably the fourth best character of the series. Adrian Agreste being the number one on that list. Luka has, honestly, one of the first times in a long time, a character who has a dysfunctional family. And it works. For the longest time, Luka Couffaine didn't have a father figure in his life, because his father was nowhere to be found. We didn't know what happened. Not until the episode, let's see, it's supposed to be, which one was it? Oh, yes. In the episode known as Truth, it is revealed who Luka's father is, and the reason why he left Luka and his twin sister Julika. I will not spoil it because I don't even have all the information. I have not seen that episode. I am still stuck before Love Eater. Yes, I'm still there because of how terrible Marinette is and how she has more or less ruined the show for me. I plan on binging everything, don't worry. But that is Luka Couffaine. He has his own band, which is why a bard would be a good consideration, but we're not going there for this build. Anyway, I'm blabbing. Let me go ahead and get started. As usual, we use the point-buy system for taking our stats. His greatest stat is going to be charisma because, well, he just knows how to talk to people. Wisdom and intelligence are second. He can somehow read people's emotions, which is pretty cool. And he knows how they're feeling. He's an empath, basically. Dexterity and strength are going to be next. He's got to be able to lug around his guitar. So, yeah. I'd say he has some decent strength. Not to mention we're going to need this for later. But it's not the most important stat. And our quote-unquote dump stat is going to be Constitution. It's not going to be the worst stat. It's a 10, but 14 on Charisma, 13 on Wisdom and Intelligence, 12 on Strength and Dexterity, with Constitution bringing up the rear, kind of shows that Constitution isn't the main focus of this build. So if you were rolling your stats, I would recommend just having Constitution be in your lowest, but not too low, because we still technically need it. Sort of. Anyway, moving on. Luka is a human. And we're going to go with the variant human. Go ahead and increase dexterity and intelligence by 1 each. And grab the perception skill and the feat observant. Because, once again, Luka somehow knows how to read emotions. And knows how to express those emotions through his music. That's how we were introduced to him. He just read Marinette's emotions and was able to express how she felt. It was kind of nice. I mean, if I was a girl, I would fall for him. And that's how charismatic he portrays himself. That's just great. Anyway, moving on to background. Once again, he is an entertainer. He has his own band. So, entertainer background. Skills in acrobatics and performance. And tools in the disguise kit and an instrument of choice. You can choose either a lute or a lyre, which is Vipurion's weapon. Yeah, that's the weapon he gets. The Miraculouses are very weird. I don't even understand them half the time. It's even hard to predict what a Miraculous is going to do. Anyway, you get the feature by popular demand, which is very useful. Especially when, well, your father is your father. Again, no spoilers on that. Moving on to class, we're going to grab a rogue. I am choosing rogue because of his family. His mother lives on a boat, acts like a pirate. Her name is Anarchy. Yeah, we're going with rogue. Which, hold on one second, I forgot about that one small change there. There we go. I originally had Constitution at 12, but I changed it. My bad. Okay, now we got that handled. So, you start out with 8 hit points, thanks to the build we've got going. For your skills, grab Insight, Athletics, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand. Expertise needs to be Performance and Perception. You also have Sneak Attack on Thieves' Cant. Level 2 rogues get Cunning Action. And remember what I said about Luka's mother, Anarchy, living on a boat and acting like a pirate? Well, that's where we're going next. Roguish archetype is going to be Swashbuckler, and that's going to give us fancy footwork and rockish audacity. We also get the feature Steady Aim from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, which is technically an optional feature, so if your Dungeon Master does not like Tasha's, you do not need to take this feature. But if they do agree with Tasha's, then I would definitely recommend grabbing this feature. Alright, now we've taken care of the basics for Luka Couffaine, let's go ahead and talk about Sauce. The Kwame of the snake Miraculous, which is known as the Miraculous of Intuition, or Repetition, or like I said, it's kind of confusing. They change the information every other episode, so we'll just say Intuition. Alright, so just like with Adrian Agreste, we need the Warlock, because, say it with me now, he gets his power from a supernatural being. I have people who ask me why I don't use Warlock for a person who gained their powers by anything other than being granted them. And this is why. Warlocks are not innately gifted. They are given the power. Anyway, enough with my rant. I'll talk more about that when I have to use Sorcerer again. Alright, you would get proficiencies in light armor, but we already got that from the rogue, so we don't have to worry about that. Just like last time, we are using the Genie Patron for our Warlock. More specifically, I would say either the Deo, which is the Earth Genie, or the Jin, which is the Wind Genie. Because nothing else really fits. This is more for thematic purposes. You get the Genie's Vessel, which is going to be a bracelet for our purposes here, because that's what the Ouroboros bracelet is for the Snake Miraculous, a bracelet. Your Pact Magic uses your Charisma modifier, which is good because Luka has good Charisma. Moving on to level 2 Warlock, we need Eldritch Invocations, Armor of Shadows, and Eldritch Mind to be more specific. Level 3 Warlocks get a Pact Boon, and since Luka can't exactly fight with a flippin' harp, we're going to go ahead and grab Pact of the Talisman. Level 4 Warlocks gets an ability score improvement. We're going to go ahead and increase Wisdom by 2, giving it a 16. Level 6 Warlocks get Elemental Gift from the Genie Patron, which is interesting. If you're going with Deo, I believe the extra damage given to you with Elemental Gift is bludgeoning damage. I think the same is said about the Jin, or is it Thunder? I think it might be Thunder for the Jin. I don't quite remember. You'll have to correct me in the comments section on that one. Moving on to level 8 Warlock, go ahead and increase your Dexterity by 2, making it a 15. And that's all we're going to do for today, but I want to go ahead and point out one spell that you will need for this build, and that is the spell Foresight. Scrying would also work, but Foresight is going to be your most important spell, and that is because of the Miraculous of the Snake's intuition property. That's Foresight, clearly. So make sure you have enough Warlock levels to grab the Foresight spell. I believe that is 13 levels in Warlock. I don't quite remember. But make sure you're able to get Foresight. Scrying will also be important as well. That would also help you with the intuition features of the snake Miraculous. Well, that's all I have for you today, my dear viewers. I've actually ran a little bit longer because of my miniature rants. So, I will not keep you any longer. I do hope you enjoyed. And until next time, remember that I do take up suggestions for character builds. So if there's a specific character that you want me to build, go ahead and drop that in the comments down below, or shout me out on Twitter, my Discord server, or even my email, which I might put in the description if I can remember it. So if you want to, let's say Twitter, I'll go ahead and say it here. On my Twitter page, I am at Drehon_YT. You can thank my editor for that page. He insisted. I mainly just wanted to do Discord, but whatever. Anyway, I've kept you all long enough. This has been Drehon, and I am offline.